Let's code for first map method polyfills. That will be my map.js. Let's add first our method in uh, array prototype. Inside array prototype, that will be array dot prototype dot my map is equal to, we have to use normal function because we need this value inside this function. Arrow function can't get the context of this value, so let's use that syntax that we use for using map method, something like this: map, and this is array 1 2 3 4 5, and it's take a callback function. Every element, we get every element on every iteration, and we can do increase by 1, or we can multiply 2 that every element, and it will store that value inside a new array. It will return a new array of that calculated value of that element. So instead of map, we can use directly this prototype. We added my map method here. This my map method will take this callback function, so we can put parameter name callback function. That will be this callback function, and we can run this for loop inside, like I is equal to 0, I less than this dot length. Here this will be this array because it's invoking this my method. So this definition will be this value is depend on who is calling that this function on the left side of that dot. That will be this array is calling this function, so this value will be this array. That will be object, and so this is array, but in JavaScript array is also object behind the scene. So we will get this array here. This dot length will be 5 time, so it will run this for loop 5 times. I plus plus, and we can get this every value of this of I initially 0. That will be 1 2 3 4 5. Every iteration it will give this value, and we can put this value inside our callback function. That will be 1, so index of 0 value will be 1, and 1 multiplied by 2, that will be 2 for this function return value. We have to store inside a new array. So this is a pure function, we can't mutate outside of its value. uh, so let's create one array, new array, and that will be initially empty, and every iteration it will store that result using push, that return result 2 4 6. Every time it will, every iteration it will push that value, and we can return that new array after the for loop done. This is synchronous, so it will return after this for loop is done. If we console.log this return value of that my map, we will get 2 4 6 8 10. Let's see node mymap.js. Yes, we will get the same result. So that will be my map. Next will be, so it will take 5 minutes. Okay, my filter is similar to this .js. We have to add first inside our array prototype, so we can use that prototype dot. We have so many method. uh, uh, we need my filter, so we are adding my filter in its prototype. We have to use normal function to get this value. Okay, now let's use that 1 2 3 4 5 array dot. We have filter. This is the syntax. Callback function num. If this condition, if this callback condition is true, then it will return that element inside a new array. Greater than 2, that will be 3 4 3 4 and 5 inside new array. So if this condition, or if true or false, then based on that result it will return a new array of that element that pass the condition of callback function. So let's use that my filter. I have to code this polyfill my filter. My filter will take this callback function. Let's iterate through for loop. Let I is equal to 0, I less than this dot length spelling is wrong, I plus plus. Here this value will be this array who is the calling or invoking that function. Object that invoking that function will be this value, will be this object. Array is object in JavaScript. We have to see if this condition is true, then and only we have to pass this of I value here. If this will return a true, then and only we can push that value inside new array dot push this of I. We don't have to return the value of this function like true or false. We have to return the element, not the result of the function that we did in. We push the value of that function return value. Here we have to return the element that is true. Okay, if this is done, in else we don't have to do anything. If all things are done, then return that new array. Let's console this. Here we should get that will be my filter. Yes, we will get 3 4 and 5, so everything works fine as expected, because we did num greater than 2. If we do equal to 2, it will keep 2 also. That will be 2 3 4 5. That will be 2 3 4 5. Okay, it will take 9 minutes, so total take 10 5 5 for this my map 5 minutes, my filter 5 minutes. Let's do my reduce. So this will be little complex to do, so we have to like practice 2 3 times if we don't get the logic of this my reduce. So similar did we did like we have to add first in our array prototype, so we can use array dot prototype dot my reduce normal function array 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 dot reduce. Here we take two arguments inside reduce. First is callback function, second is initial value, and sometimes we don't pass initial value also, so it will create confusion. So let's use that accumulator. So this will be syntax of reduce method. Every element we receive here, that will be num. Let's do calculate accumulator plus num, that will be our total of this, that will be 15. Let's use my reduce here, and this my reduce function first argument is this callback function, second argument is this initial value, init value. Let's do iteration first. I is equal to 0, I less than this dot length I plus plus. Okay, now inside this callback function we have to pass this accumulator, this that will be this initial value, and num will be this this num will be this of index, this num, and accumulator will be this initial value. So let's create one variable that will be let, because we have to update this accumulator every time. This accumulator will be initial value, so accumulator will be this, accumulator will be this, and this is the callback function. This will take accumulator and num, so this will be correct, and this will be the callback function, and whatever this result of that callback function we have to store inside accumulator. Okay, every iteration, and after all things are done we have to just return the accumulator. Let's console answer should be 15. Not my filter, it should be my reduce. Yes, 15. So our reduce is working, but here problem is that reduce works little different every time on if we don't pass this initial value. Then accumulator became this first element, and num became this second element. So this we have to handle. So if there is no second argument, like if there is no initial value, then we can use here this what we call nullish operator. So we can pass the like 0 also, so it will check only null or undefined, and this will behave similar to or. If first is true, then it won't check the next element. Okay. If this is null or undefined, not provided initial value, then it should take in accumulator will be on the 0 indexed, And here also we can do, we need a second element as first iteration. That will be, if initial value is null or undefined, then use index 1, otherwise use 0 index. If initial value is a 0, then also, yes, then also, then it will take this one. If initial value null or undefined, if initial value null or undefined, then it will so it should take 0, then it should take 1. Initial value, there is initial value. If initial value is true, yes, if initial value is true, then 1, yes. This is little confusing, so let's do that. uh, if accumulator means this one is greater than, so we have to find the greater value inside this array. If this is true, then it will be accumulator else num. So answer should be 5 for here. Yes, answer is 5. If we put less than inside this array, so lowest value will be 1. So here answer should be 1. Yes, so it's working, but I think there is some logic issue here. If you uh, can identify the issue, everything working fine, but I have still like doubt that this logic can create issue. uh, if this should be null or undefined, then and only, otherwise if it will be 0, then it will become false and it will take the 0, so that would be also fine. Let's use that previous logic, so it should work on both way. The answer should be 15. So yes, it's work on this both way. So my reduce is a little confusing, it will take 8 minutes compared to this both. So if you have any question, you can comment. So thank you.